You know, I'm not really on social media that much recently because I have stuff to do, but this really caught my attention. So, this is after AEW had their Revolution pay per view. Ricochet took to a fan and completely disrespected the fan. But it wasn't just any fan, it was actually an old lady. So, this person's name is Sandy T, and she said, with a bunch of laughing emojis, his acting hasn't improved. And then we got Ricochet responding to Sandy and said, I'm glad you got MS. So you guys are probably asking, what is MS? So I searched it up and here's what it says. This is from mayoclinic.org. Multiple sclerosis is a disease that causes breakdown of the protective covering of nerves. Multiple sclerosis can cause numbness, weakness, trouble walking, vision changes, and other symptoms. It is also known as MS. In MS, the immune system attacks the protective shell that covers nerve fibers known as myelin. This interrupts communication between the brain and the rest of the body. Eventually, the disease can cause permanent damage of the nerve fibers. What this also means that it could also lead to a person dying. Ricochet really had the balls to actually call them out for having MS. So Ricochet actually followed up with another tweet and it says, and please excuse my language, it's so hilarious that the amount of little bitches who have tweeted and wished harm on me, who has wished even death, said some of the most vile things to me and my wife. People who try to make fun of me every day. But those same little bitches can't take it when I do it back to people. Effing pussies everywhere. Now Samantha Irvin, Ricochet's wife, took to Instagram to post this. A fan was in her DMs and said, understand something. After what your man did, blood is expected. And after that message was sent, she took it to Instagram to post the message, and then moments later, I don't know if this actually happened moments later, Samantha Irvin actually deactivated her Twitter account. Now, this actually has been happening for a few days now, and then all of a sudden, on Tuesday, Ricochet published an apology that says, I took on my hatred for the IWC on Sandy, and inadvertently others who were affected by MS. She didn't deserve it, and for that, I sincerely apologize. Moving forward, I'll do better. Now here's the problem here. Ricochet should not be on social media. Ricochet should be doing what everybody else should be doing. Staying off social media until something very important happens. But ever since he got to AEW, Ricochet has just been a troll and has been rage baiting a lot of people. There was a time where he actually rage baited Javon Evans. You guys remember that? There was also a time where Ricochet was complaining on how WWE tarnished his legacy. Now going back to this, I'm sure everybody knows now that Ricochet was forced to apologize. Did Tony Khan tell him? Probably, probably not. And if it wasn't Tony Khan that told him to apologize, then Tony Khan must have told somebody to tell him to apologize. And with Ricochet telling that old lady Sandy that I'm glad you got MS, remember, Ricochet is representing AEW here. Ricochet is representing All Elite Wrestling, the second biggest promotion in the United States right now. I must have pissed off some sickos right there. And don't you think that the comments that he made to that old lady is going to get him fired from AEW? I have a feeling that he might not even be fired, and Tony Khan wants to keep him. And Tony Khan, if he wants to keep him, Tony Khan is making a big mistake because you know that people are going to forever hate Ricochet for what he said on social media. Now, I'm not one of those guys who praise that Ricochet is fired from AEW. I'm just saying that Ricochet should have never done any of this. Because what he did, like I said earlier, that he's representing AEW, he is making AEW look bad. And don't you think that with his comments makes everybody else in AEW look bad? Don't you think that it makes Tony Khan look bad? Don't be surprised if AEW is out of business in about a few years from now. Now sure, if AEW is out of business, you know how people are going to talk about the good things, right? But nobody ever wants to talk about the bad things, right? I don't know. This is just out of control. At least Ricochet apologized. But seriously, this literally made AEW look bad. Honestly. But what about you guys? Does Ricochet's comments make AEW look bad? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell for more videos. Follow me on Twitter, @EthanSocio, and Ricochet, please stay off the phone.